Going on, guys? Is your boy? What's up, guys? Is your boy Pip Marv? Let's get right into the Sunday breakdown. I'm gonna be doing pre-recorded breakdowns. Let me know how you guys like it. Um, I think it's important for me to do these just so everybody can see how I mark my levels of supply and demand. And you can always revisit these breakdowns. That's the best part about it. So if you missed it, you can catch them. And if later on in the week you want to understand why I grabbed those levels from those zones, and you're more than willing to do that, that's why I'm gonna start doing these pre-recorded sessions. Let me know how you guys like it. So I always like to start on my monthly time frame, right? I always like to start on my monthly time frames. And I had just recorded a video prior for YouTube. That's why I have these levels here. Now I'm going to explain to you simply how I got these levels. So I want to focus on this area here because that is where we're trading at right now. I understand market was bullish. Then she broke structure, bearish. Now we're back to bullish. We had this consolidation area here. We finally had a breakout, and now we're right back under that area. So understanding that, I marked this level here as a monthly high rejection / supply zone because I understood that we rejected the highs before. We had multiple wicks to this area here. So if you can see, there's a wick, rejection, 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 and she pushed straight off the breakout of this consolidation zone and rejected that. So I went ahead and marked this level here at 35607 as a monthly high rejection / supply, right? And now my black lines are going to be my monthly. My red lines are going to be my weeklies / monthlies. When those two correlate, I like to make them smaller together and then correlate the two. And so I have a monthly demand here. And the reason to that is that you can see how many times we've touched this zone off. When we were here consolidating, we had 1 wick, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Multiple touches in this area. Every time we traded above, closed above, she pushed up. Every time she traded under, she pushed down, right? Traded above, pushed up, traded above, pushed up, consolidated. We have a high, low, high, low, high, low. So I understand that every time market comes to this area here, she has a reaction. She tends to, if she trades under it, she's going to push. If she trades above it, she's going to push up, right? So if she trades under, she's pushing down. She's treating it as a supply. And then once it breaks it, that supply turns into a demand zone, or support turns into a resistance. Resistance turns into support. Whichever you guys like to use, it's the same, means the same thing. So I also marked this as a monthly, weekly supply level because as you can see, we have multiple touches in this area. Here we have 1 wick closed above, she pushed. Came back down, closed above, pushed. Touched it, pushed. So we have multiple wicks in this area touching this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Multiple times she came, visited this area here at 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, and she had a rejection or a push from that area. Again, I do use Owanda as my broker. So understanding if we're looking, we might have different levels if you're using another broker. I do use Owanda as my broker. So now you guys want to keep your charts too as clean as possible, the least amount of lines for you to have to execute trades in a better way. So let's go down to our weekly now and see, okay, understanding that the monthly is still bullish. We pushed up, broke structure, consolidated in this area. She finally had the breakout to the upside, rejected the highs, and now she's trading back underneath that demand zone. So she turned that demand zone to a supply. Let's go down to the weekly. And on the weekly, now we can see we have a trend line. She's still creating higher highs and higher lows, guys. So as you can see here, if I just bring the path out, we had a low, higher high, higher low, consolidated in this area, low, high, finally broke out to the upside, rejected the highs on the monthly time frame, and now she's pushing back down. But she's still trading above this trend line. So it all depends on how this weekly candlestick closes, right? If I understand that I have a monthly supply zone here, as you can see, once she finally broke under it, she came, wicked off it, and already rejected that zone. So if she trades below this weekly demand for me, right? Guess what I'm going to be looking for? Sells. But if she respects this trend line, she needs to come trade above this monthly, right, supply zone, turn it into a demand, and push off it. Create something like a inverted head and shoulder on the lower time frame. I'll show you guys that. But as far as the weekly levels, this is how I marked my weekly levels. So you always want to look left, guys. Left, you want to look for wicks. Wicks tell the story, right? So I marked this level here at 34123 area. And if you look left, we have multiple wicks to that area. She didn't want to be there simply, and she pushed towards the opposite direction. So she treated this as a demand zone. When she traded above, when she traded under, you can see wicks to that side, push down. Came, wicks to that side, push down. Came up, wicks to that side, closed under, push down. Rejection, 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 rejection. Once she came to close above it, she pushed up. She blew right by it. So we are at that weekly demand zone now. This is my red line here again at 34117 area. And that's simply why I marked that as a weekly demand. Understanding that once she traded under it, we treated it as supply, right? She came right to it, pushed down. Rejection, 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 rejection. You guys always want to look left to understand these levels of supply and understand these levels of demand, right? I also marked this area here at 33618. And if you look left, look at this. She finally had a breakout above. Guess what the next candlestick did? She pushed down, wicked off it, closed above, pushed up. Came, retested that same area, pushed up. Once she broke below it, so look, you see a full candlestick closure under it. Look what the next candlestick does. Comes, wicks off that same level, pushes down. Wicks, wicks, rejection, push up, rejection, push up, push up, push up, push up. Pushed under, broke under, came back, rejected it, pushed down, broke above it, and that's when we were in this consolidation zone. Look how many bounces we had off this demand zone. So I also marked an area here at 33631, 33625. So these are going to be my weeklies, and then this also correlates with my monthly. So like I said, you guys can always correlate zones, make them a little tighter on your chart. So this is going to be my monthly / weekly zone. This is going to be a weekly demand as long as we keep holding that level. So if she comes straight under, she's already under my monthly, right? And if she comes straight under this weekly demand, then guess what, guys? I'm going to be looking for shorts. But we are overall on an uptrend on the monthly and on the weekly time frame. So I need to understand that we are overall on the uptrend. It all depends on how this weekly candlestick closes, right? She comes straight back above my monthly, weekly supply, then guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be looking for longs to the highs, right? So regardless, guys, we have from zone to zone, 500 pips to the downside. And if she breaks this supply, we have almost 1,000 pips to the upside. So there's money to be made both ways. We just need to make sure we catch the right side of the market. And it all depends on how this weekly candlestick closes. Now let's go zoom in into our daily and see if everything is correlating. I might just grab one more daily zone here for you guys. Like I said, this was pre-recorded. And all these zones I'm going to send out. I took a screenshot earlier when I did this breakdown, and I'm going to send it out in the group chat as well, as long with this video. This is just so you guys can always go back, like I said, revisit, understand where I get my order blocks, where I get my supply, where I get my demand zones, why I execute the trade based on those levels. I'm going to go ahead and delete this trend line, guys. And let's see if I can identify a nice level on my daily, something that I like. I do like this level right here. So Like I said, guys, you always have to look left, and I'm gonna mark my daily. So like I said, my weeklies are red, my monthlies are black, my 4 hours are blue. So we're gonna make our dailies. Let's do green. Let's do green. So the reason why I marked this area, like I said, you always gotta look left. So when we look left, there's multiple on the daily time frame. There's multiple rejections in this area. Multiple rejections in this area. Once she traded under it, look, she came, pushed up, pushed down, right? Boom. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Once she closed above, she pushed, came to it. When she was down, she came to it, rejected off it. Pushed up, came to it, rejected. Pushed up, left a long way to the upside, closed below, rejected, fell. Same thing here. Pushed up to that same area, fell. Well, guess what happens when she finally had that breakout? Look what that next candlestick did. She came, retested that, left the wick to that zone, and then pushed up. So now we are underneath that zone. She also had a struggle when she came to this daily zone here at 34443, right? When she had a long, big bearish candles, big momentum to that downside. Once she came here, she had a long wick, closed above that zone. Did it twice. Once she closed under, look what she did. Fell, right? Gave us a big bearish engulfing candle and she fell. So I understand that. Now I have my daily zone here. Let's mark this down. That's a daily zone. Supply slash demand. Now I have a daily supply slash demand that I understand if we come trade above this zone again, as long as we hold, right? And we come break above this monthly and trade and make this supply into a demand, guys, I'm gonna be looking for long. Simple as that. Understanding the weekly and the monthly are overall bullish, right? But on the lower time frames, on the daily, we are already pushing down. We broke structure. We were making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We came here, consolidated, created a new low, right? Lower low, lower high. So lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. As long as she comes straight back above this area here at 34443 or 34447 area, I'm going to be looking for long, depending on how she acts at this monthly, weekly supply zone, guys. Right? But if she comes straight back underneath my 4-hour zone that I'm gonna get to now, then guess what I'm doing? I'm gonna be looking for that pullback, that retest, and the continuation, or simply markets move relatively fast sometimes. And if she comes break this weekly demand zone for me, that we've seen multiple bounces from before, rejection if she's to the downside, then guess what, guys? I'm gonna follow the trend and we're gonna sell. That's what we're gonna do, simply. So now let's go down. We have our monthly supplies, we have our monthly demands, right? So we have a monthly demand, slash supply, weekly demand, monthly, weekly demand. Let me go ahead and put and okay, cool. Now let's go down to our 4-hour time frame, guys, and understanding. And now we have a 4-hour zone here. This is the only 4-hour zone I got. That's my blue line. So you guys look, I only have one 4-hour zone. And I like to focus on the area where we're trading at now. Always look left to understand how market has reacted in those areas. But at the end of the day, I always like to focus on what's going on now. So if we look at the 4-hour time frame, you guys can clearly see we are on a downtrend, right? So market is creating lower lows and lower highs, even though the monthly is still bullish, the weekly is still somewhat bullish, right? The daily's already broken structure, so we're gonna be looking for sales. The 4-hour is still bearish. So understanding that, guys, is simple as this. Now you know the trend, how to identify. You got your levels of supply and you got your levels of demand. Now you simply have to wait for these levels to be broken before executing a trade. So it's as simple as that, guys. It's the small things in life and the simple things in life we tend to overcomplicate, right? So now what I'm going to be looking for is if this price comes trade my my daily, right? My daily zone, she comes straight above my daily zone, I'm going to be looking for buys, understanding that market is on the weekly and on the monthly, she is bullish. So I'm going to be looking for a break above this area and a break above this monthly supply, turn it into demand, and I'm going to be looking for longs or buys off this area. And simply, if she comes trade back under this 4-hour zone I have here at 34252, all I'm going to be doing is looking for shorts. It's plain and simple because she's going to keep creating these lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs until market breaks structure, right? Or we have a change of character. Then that's when I'm going to be looking for the longs. And bro, it's as simple as that. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown pre-recorded. Let me know what you guys think about these pre-recorded. If you guys want me to go back to doing the Sunday breakdowns live, I'm more than happy to do that. I just figured that some people miss out on it, and some people always like to go back and understand where I got these order blocks from these zones, supply and demand, right? And that's why I'm doing it like this. So let me know what you guys think. Last but not least, we have this 4-hour order block that I grabbed from wick to wick when we were zoning in this area. So as you can see, price came down here, pushed off this daily, rejected the monthly, pushed off this daily, rejected the monthly, pushed off this daily, rejected the monthly. Now we have a full break, but now she bounced off my weekly demand, and now she's trading back in that zone, guys. So this to me is a 4-hour order block, and it's trading from 34569 all the way down to 34287. So we can catch plays in between this order block from zone to zone. It's 200 pips, but right, the ideal trade would see if wait for a break of structure. So understanding that we have a zone here, 4-hour order block. Once she comes trade above and breaks these highs, closes above all these wicks, now I'm going to be looking for longs off this monthly supply. She turns it into demand, I'm catching longs. We're catching buys. And we have a 4-hour zone here, and we have a weekly demand. So if she turns this weekly demand into supply, then guess what? I'm going to be looking for shorts, guys. It's as simple as that. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for our live trading session. Let's fucking kill the markets. And let me know what you guys think about these pre-recorded Sunday breakdowns. And I'll be sending the pictures as well on the Discord. Peace.